Hello and welcome back to Jamuary day 16. So for those of you who don't know, Jamuary is where I've been doing something musical every day for the month of January. And we're up to day 16. And today's theme, I've been doing themes each time. Today's theme is going to be earthy. And that's why I've got green and blue light, so it's kind of like aqua and kind of earth, ground, grass. I don't know, cut me some slack. I've got to do something every day. I've got to keep it different. So I'm going to do something earthy, analog-y. We're going to figure it out. But I've been using the Ableton Move for all of these videos, and I'm still new to the Move. I'm a lapsed musician, so I'm still figuring it all out. So bear with me because it's going to be probably a bunch of crap. But last time we made my theme tune, so roll the theme tune. I don't have a title card yet, so that's going to happen in some future video. But here's what we have for the Ableton Move. I'm going to make a new set. I thought that was green then. That was incredible. Is it green? I don't think it is green. How do I change the... No, okay. We'll play around with that. So this empty set here. And for those of you who don't know, Ableton Move just gives you 4 random presets to like spark your inspiration. I'm going to do this differently. I'm going to do it from the ground up. So I'm going to not even listen to what it's given me. And I'm going to find some earthy kind of tones. Analog, earthy. Yeah, kind of sounds. So let's have a think. What is kind of earthy? Winds, yeah. Something woodwindy sounds kind of earthy. And let's also choose the scale. So it's given us A Dorian. I'm going to choose a scale that I have no idea. I want something to be like absolutely nuts. Super Locrian. That sounds cool. I'm not going to commit to it without playing with it first, but let's commit to it temporarily. And let's do E. E for Earth. I love these arbitrary things that I force myself into. So we've got E, Super Locrian, and let's go through some presets and see what we've got so far. Okay, not great. Okay, that kind of works. It's a little bit Legend of Zelda, which is not a bad thing. Let's go with that for now. Oh, it only captured that last little bit. Damn. So I'm gonna play around with some of that. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Let's change the tempo for a start. Let's see what we can come up with. Okay. Something very chill. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off the metronome, and then I'm going to find... Definitely need to turn the volume down on those. Then I'm going to find something else earthy. So I guess mallet, something wood, is kind of earthy, right? So like a ceramic bowl. Definitely sounds a little bit earthy. We're going a bit new age with this, I think. Ooh, no. No. Yeah, something like that. With a lot of delay on it. Okay, let's do that, but let's add more delay. So let's do feedback more. Definitely getting like Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild kind of vibes, like going through the forest and exploring and stuff, which I kind of like. So the only thing that is like I'm not liking is when those things get really super loud. I can't remember, velocity 7, so it's not that one. Velocity 59 and 92, yeah, I think it's probably this one. So let's assume just bring the velocities down of those notes so they're all around the same velocity. Okay, I think we got that. Okay, cool, I like that. Bass, what are we gonna do for bass? It needs to still be analog. Which is going to be kind of difficult on the move. Actually, that sounds pretty... Log. No. That's a little bit Prodigy, that one. Actually, what's... No. I mean, that's probably the closest we're really going to get is an upright bass that's like sounds analog and organic is the word that I'm kind of looking for. Something organic. You know what? Maybe we don't need a bass. Maybe it's not really that type of track. Maybe there needs to be something more atmospheric. So let's go back to wind. Winds, of which there are very little. Let me look at the other presets that I have. Strings. Let me look at these winds first. No. No. Is that it? Okay. More mallets. Maybe that works. Yeah, something like that, that's just like... like almost like polyrhythms. I guess that feels kind of organic to me. Something that is not like fully repetitive, but kind of goes out of sync so much and then comes eventually back in sync again. So maybe I can make this into a weird polyrhythm so that it goes out of sync and then back in sync again. So I'd have to record something and then reduce the... Can I reduce the loop length here? Okay. So let me do loop length 2 bars plus 8/16. Okay, this is going to be weird. Okay, I kind of like that. This is super chill. Now, I do want to have a drum kit. And I feel like, so my very first track that I did on here was screwing around with congas. So I might try and find that conga kit again, because I think congas is probably a organic, earthy kind of vibe. So let's see. I can't even remember what it was called, to be honest with you. I guess it was acoustic. Maybe. No. What was it? Was it this one? No, definitely not this one. Maybe it's hybrid. No, I just went to that. I can't remember what it was called now. I guess maybe it didn't have conga in the name. Yeah, these are all too electronic. I need to expand the kits on here. Okay, kitchen kit. So this is literally made out of kitchen instruments. That's interesting. Ah, there you go. Yeah, because I had like a Toto by Africa, Africa by Toto vibes. So that definitely feels like it's the Earth theme. So let's select that. It's gonna sound so cheesy here. It's gonna sound like panpipe kind of atmospheric. You know those background things that you're getting kind of when you go for a massage. If you've ever been for a massage and you have those background Earth vibe CDs, it sounds a little bit like that. I think I'm gonna have to add some reverb onto all of this. So let me find how to do that. Okay, and then I'm going to turn the overall track volume down. Let's just jam for a second. Let's get the beat repeater. This is so much like Breath of the Wild, kind of Zelda temple music. I kind of love it. Okay, I just need to find like I need to find like a hi-hat and like 2 toms to use. It doesn't need to be complex. Yeah, I think those 2. That one, and then that. So yeah, for this one, I want to turn the volume of this like way down. And then maybe if I can, just for the reverb on it, turn it way up as much as I can. And then we'll do those 2 afterwards. So let's do the hi-hats first. Okay, and then loop length 7 bars, so that will eventually turn into like a polyrhythm, but I think maybe what I'll just do is I'll do it like 3.5 bars so that it really does go like way out of sync. And now I'm going to do the toms. The congas, I guess. And let's see what we come up with. I'm gonna see if I can put some like Breath of the Wild footage over the screen while this is playing, just to see what it looks like. It's kind of chill. It definitely has like organic, earthy vibes to it. I think that if I were to like develop this way more, then I would chop up each of these loops and make them way more like polyrhythmic, so that the lengths of each loop was very different, so that basically you could listen to it infinitely and it would barely ever repeat on itself. That's what I would do, but I would make the loops way longer as well, so that they were all very long. There was a lot of variety, and they would just never repeat itself. But I think in general, I think we kind of did what we were looking for. And I would drop out instruments and all that sort of stuff. So I think there's a lot you could do with this in terms of like, if this were like a video game soundtrack, there's a lot that you could do in terms of like fleshing it out a little bit. But I think we got it. I think we got the Earth vibes, the organic vibes, and accidentally Zelda, I think is is probably the end result of this. So there you go. Thank you for joining me on January day 16. Accidentally creating Zelda wood temple music is probably going to be the title of this video. Hope you enjoyed it. I will catch you in the next video.